صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري عن فاطمة الزهراء عليها السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال سمعت فاطمة أنها قال دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال السلام عليك يا فاطمة فقلت عليك السلام قال إني أجد في بدني ضعفا فقلت له أعيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف فقال يا فاطمة ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به فأتيت بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به وسرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البتر في ليلة تمامه وكماله فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه فقلت عليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي فقال يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء وأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جده يا رسول الله أتعذنون لندخل معك تحت الكساء فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي قد أذنت لك فدخل معه تحت الكساء فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه فقلت عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي فقال لي يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وقلت نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جده والسلام عليك يا من اختاره الله أتأذنوني لأن أكون معكما تحت الكساء فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي قد أذنت لك فدخل معهما تحت الكساء
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عم رسول الله فقلت نعم ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقالت السلام عليك يا رسول الله أتأذنوني أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسيلي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي قد أذنت لك فدخل علي تحت الكساء
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت صاحبته يا رسول الله أتأذنوني أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ برسول الله بطرف الكساء وأومى بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلب لمن صالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فقال الله عز وجل يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعجن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها ومعلها وبنوها. فقال جبرائيل يا ربي أتأذنوني لأن أحبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فأبات الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقلك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سما مبنيا ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم فهل تأذنوني يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء فقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله أن يذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجوس أحد تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم رحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي رضوان الله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي ثانيا يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما نكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، وفيه محموم إلا وفرج الله حما، ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما، ولا تالم حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. وقال علي دم الله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا، فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
टाइम कल 9 बजे के बाद मौलाना बहुत बढ़ता ही जा रहा है टाइम आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, तो इंशाल्लाह कल इंशाल्लाह
तो मैं नहीं हूँ ना
बावाज़े बुलंद नारे सलावत।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला
मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद।
बारदी के सलवा
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद।
वगैर मरकज़ो महवर ज़मीं तो को भी नहीं, बग़ैर मरकज़ो महवर ज़मीं तो को भी नहीं, बिला ए आल से खाली होती तो कोई भी नहीं, बिला ए आल से खाली होती तो कोई भी नहीं। नमाज़ रोज़ो हज ज़कात ख़ुम सो जहाँ हुसैन है तो ये सब है, नहीं तो कोई भी नहीं, बग़ैर मरकज़ महवर।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद।
लो ज़र है न जाओ हशम हमारा है, लो ज़र है न जाओ हशम हमारा है, मगर खुदा की अता है कलम हमारा है, मगर खुदा की अता है कलम हमारा है। अल्लाह دیا تھا خیبر میں وہ دن اور آج کا دن عالم ہمارا ہے نماز لو ذر نہ جاؤ اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی محمد اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی محمد سلام کی چاہیے عشق اولاد علی ہے سا سمندر نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سا سمندر نکلا جو یہاں ڈوبا وہ جا کر لب کوثر نکلا جو یہاں ڈوبا وہ جا کر لب کوثر نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سا سمندر نکلا کا اس در کے حوالوں سے فرشتوں کو اگر کا اس در کے حوالوں سے فرشتوں کو اگر ارے کوئی درزی کوئی دربانی پہ نوکر نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سا سمندر نکلا مرحبا کہنے کو موجائی کناروں سے نکل ارے تشنہ لبنین سے جب ثانی حیدر نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سا سمندر نکلا ارے بات نکلی جو خلافت کی تو نکلے اغیار بات نکلی جو خلافت کی تو نکلے اغیار ارے وقت جب دین پہ پڑا سے تے پیغمبر نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سا سمندر نکلا نکلا جو ترائی سے تو بولے شبے ارے میرے پہلو سے بہنا دل مستر نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سا سمندر نکلا ایک قلب تپانے چہدی سے نکلی سات پرچی کے جو قلب علی اکبر نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سا سمندر نکلا ارے دام نکلتے ہوئے دیکھا جو پسر کا شہر ارے مجھے بے ساختہ اکبر
اکبر نکلا
مجھے بے ساختہ اکبر
علی اکبر نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سمندر نکلا
ارے غر ملا شرم ہی آئی نہ تجھے موت آئی ملا شرم ہوئی آئی نہ تجھے موت ارے تیر وہ مارا جو اصغر کے برابر
نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سمندر نکلا
لجو صاحب ایمان زمانے میں شاہ لجو صاحب ایمان زمانے میں شاہ ارے وہ اسی در اسی چوکر کا گداگر
نکلا عشق اولاد علی ہے سمندر نکلا
جو یہاں ڈوبا وہ جا کر
لب کوثر نکلا
صلی اللہ محمد
حافظہ سے درخواست ہے کہ ایک دفعہ الحمد اور 3 دفعہ قل پڑھ کر حاضرین محفل کے مرحومین اور جو آج کے اسپانسرز ہیں ان کے مرحومین کے لیے کال ہے
اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد
جنت کے در پہ ہرجوئیں جا کر کھڑا ہوا جنت کے در پہ ہرجوئیں جا کر کھڑا ہوا ارے زخمی تمام تنتا لہو سے بھرا ہوا دیوانے دے کا آیا کوئی سر کٹا ہوا پوچھو کہ سر تیرا تنے
زخمی سے کیا ہوا
پوچھو کہ سر تیرا تنے
زخمی سے کیا ہوا
بولا اٹھا کے آیا میں ظلم شدید ہوں اے میں لشکر حسین میں پہلا
شہید ہوں
میں لشکر حسین میں پہلا
شہید ہوں
اس نے حسین ابن علی کا
لیا جو
رضوان نے اس کو جھکے کیا سلام کی پکڑ کے اس کی باہیں رشتگی تمام بولا نبی کے پاس تو چل جا تشنا تھا بولا نبی کے پاس تو چل جا
تشنا کا
تجھ سے جو کچھ رشتہ رسول کے پاس اس کو لے گیا اور وہ نبی کے سامنے جا کر کھڑا ہوا. پوچھا نبی نے کون ہے تو سر ہے کیوں کٹا؟ کر کے مجرک یا شاہ انبیاء بولا کر کے مجرک کہ یا شاہ انبیاء میں پیٹتا ہوں آنسوؤں سے بھر کے نین کو کرتے قتل اب میرے آقا حسین کو کرتے ہیں قتل اب میرے خدا شاہ نامور میں ریائی کہوں بسر لکھا ہوا تاراول میں آن کر تلے حسین کے میرا کٹا سر قدموں تلے حسین کے میرا خبر میں آیا شاہ مشرقین کی کربلا میں کٹتی ہے گردن حسین کی کربلا میں کٹتی ہے گردن حسین کی. خیر النساء کی اس پہ جو ناگاہ نظر پڑی شکل پہ قربان ہو گئی. بارش کے پوچھنے لگے وہ زوجائے علی حسین پیارے کی کہ تو خبر داری میرے حسین پیارے کی کہ تو خبر داری. شکل تیری دیکھیے میری بڑھتی چاہتی ہے حسین جسم سے کیوں تیرے آتی ہے حسین جسم سے کیوں تیرے آتی ہے. سن کے ہن قدموں پہ زہرا کے سر رکھا نیا غلام کیا کہوں میں تم سے ماجرا میں ہوں حسین کا سر ہے میرا کٹا میں حسین کا سر ہے میرا کٹا. پتی ٹوٹی ہائے شاہ مشرقین پر پڑا تارو بر میرے کیا سے یہ سوال گلے پہ باندھا تھا تیرے میرا رومال. بولا کیا کہوں میں جے خستہ برملا کے گلے پہ برچی ہوا میں جو گلے پہ برچی ہوا میں جو ہی نڈا. اس گھڑی حواسنا کچھ مجھ کو ہوش تھا شہدک سے میرے خون کے دریا کا جوش تھا شہدک سے میرے خون کے دریا کا جوش تھا. یہ سن کے اس کو زہرا نے دے کر دعا کا بھی میرے عزیزوں میں اب تو ٹھہر چکا تجھے بخشواؤں گے علی کے زیر علم جا بٹھاؤں گے علی کے زیر علم جا بٹھاؤں گے جنت کے در پہ ہرجوئیں
I'd like to request all the youth, younger crowd, please come in the front, please, as much as you can. Can you guys please come in the front? Come on, Ali, come in the front. Loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Youth, in front.
مومن مومنہ السلام علیکم. آپ لوگوں سے گزارش ہے دوبارہ کہ پلیز جتنا آگے ہو سکے آ جائیں, خاص کر ہمارے یوتھ, بیکاز مولانا is very interactive, he likes to ask questions, he likes you to be interactive, so the more front you're in, the better in the speech. And please recite a loud salawat. I'd like to request Maulana, please come and start the speech. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. آواز بلند نعرے صلوات.
مرتبہ پھر بلند آواز سے صلوات. ایک مریض کی شفا کے لیے درخواست کی گئی ہے, سب مل کر پاک مرتبہ آیت کریمہ کی تلاوت فرمائیے. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ 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 أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. بسم الله سبحانه وتعالى صدق محمد وعلى محمد, especially Malik al-Bala, provide shifa to all mu'mineen and mu'minat, especially this person who is sick, inshallah. No salawat, please. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين, والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا ونبينا وشفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب قلوبنا بالقاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الغر الميامين المعصومين من يومنا هذا إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وخطابه المتين, وهو أصدق القائلين وقوله الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the jinns and the humans so that they should worship Him. That is the purpose of our creation. And all of what you see, other than the humans and jinns, have been created to facilitate humans and jinns to fulfill their purpose of creation. The skies, the heavens, the stars, the trees, the planets, they're all there to enable us and to facilitate us to fulfill the purpose of our creation. All the blessings that we have been blessed with are there so that we can fulfill the purpose of our creation. As I mentioned yesterday, one cannot benefit from blessings unless he knows them as blessings, unless you value them, unless you consider them as blessings, you will not be able to benefit from them. If you do not know, if you do not see the Holy Quran as a blessing of Allah, you cannot benefit from it. If you do not value your religion as a blessing of Allah, as a religion of truth, you cannot benefit from it. It is one thing to consider your religion as your religion that you have inherited from your parents. All people who are religious can have that view, well, this is my religion because I inherited it from my parents. That is one way, but that is not why one should value religion. You should value religion that is truth. Islam is the religion of truth, and that is why we should value it. That is why we should follow it. Not because it is the religion of our ancestors. It is the religion of truth. It is the religion, the only religion that will help me reach my purpose of creation, and that is perfection. It is this religion. You will not be able to benefit from any blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unless you value it. And if we do not value it, we will lose that blessing. And then we will realize its importance. In one of the traditions, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he advises Abu Dhar, saying, Ya Abu Dhar, اغتنم خمسة قبل خمس. Value 5 things before 5 things. Value 5 things before you lose them and they get replaced with 5 other things. Number 1, value your youth before your old age. All my youth who are sitting here, this youth is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will be questioned on the day of judgment, what did you do with this blessing? How did you use this blessing of Allah? Once this blessing goes away, it will not stay forever. Those who are sitting at the back, on the back chair, ask them, those who have lost their youth, ask them what a blessing this is. Those who are ahead these are the youth, and that is the spectrum that we have created. All youth come to the front and all at the end. Salawat, please. So he said, value your youth before old age. Value your health before sickness. This health is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will not stay with us. Visit hospitals and see. Visit a hospital, you'll still think that everybody in the world is sick. It's full. All hospitals are full. So health is not there to stay forever. Value your youth before old age. Value your health before sickness. Value your wealth before you lose it. That is also another blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that will not stay with you forever. And it is interesting that you can benefit from your wealth. When do you benefit from your wealth? Only when you use it. If you keep your money in your locker, you're not going to benefit from it. Wealth benefits you only when it leaves you. The next blessing that we need to benefit from, and most of us fail to benefit from this fourth blessing. He says, value your free time before you get occupied with other things. You see a lot of people who want to learn the Quran, who want to learn religion, who want to do good deeds, but they don't have time anymore.
Yep.
Because they're occupied with other things, other important things. They have to look after their family, they have to earn, they have to look after their parents, someone is sick in the house. These are also things that are necessary to look after. But then there will be periods of free time in your life. We all have that. And then it is up to us, how do we want to use that free time? You can spend that time on your iPhone and waste it. And then you will notice sometimes you spend hours and hours on your phone doing nothing valuable, wasting all of that time. And then suddenly something comes up and you have to attend to it. And then all that time is gone. Time that is gone cannot be reversed. It's gone. So the Prophet says, value your time before you lose that free time and you are engaged in other important things and you no longer have that fursat, that freedom to do what you want to do. The final thing that he mentions is value your life before death. In this tradition, Holy Prophet is kind of pointing us to 5 very important blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what was the need to highlight these 5 blessings? Probably because people do not look at them as blessings and therefore fail to benefit from these blessings. That's why he's reminding Abu Zar that value them. And 5 things, value 5 things, qabla khams. They will lose, they will go away, you will lose them. In another tradition, it says that on the Day of Judgment, when people will enter Mahshar, they will be asked 4 questions. There will be a detailed accountability later on, but initially there will be 4 questions that everybody will be asked. Number 1, how did you spend where did you use your youth? How did you spend your youth? What did you do with your youth? There's a lot of things that can be done in your youth. The worship, the ibadat of the youth is much better and much superior than the ibadat of old age. Youth it's a special blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially if one is healthy in his youth. Use it wisely. The second question that will be asked on the Day of Judgment, what did you do? Where did you spend your life? First question, where did you spend your youth? Second question, where did you spend your life? Well, you could ask, well, youth is part of life. The second question kind of incorporates the first question as well. But because they are 2 separate questions, it shows us that there is special importance given to youth. Where did you use your youth? Where did you spend your youth? Number 2, where did you spend your life? In the way of Allah or in the way of shaitan? Because if you're not using your life in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are using it in the way of other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Third question that we will be asked, how did you make a living? And where did you spend your wealth? किस रास्ते से कमाया, कहाँ पर खर्च किया? They will not ask how much bank balance you have or you left behind. When a person leaves this world, people generally refer to, well, he left behind this much wealth. That is what was inherited by his family. This is what he left behind for his family. That is what people look at. That is not what angels are going to look at. They say, how did you earn your wealth? And where did you spend it? When you go to request for marriage for your son, generally the question that is asked is not, how does he earn?
How much?
It is, how much does he earn? We have lost Islamic values. Islamic value is not how much you earn. It is how you earn. Is it a halal way of earning or is it a haram way of earning? But the question that generally asks is how much does he earn and how much has he saved? And that is not what Islam is after. It is how do you earn and where do you spend? Do you spend in a halal manner or do you spend in a haram manner? So these are the blessings that will be questioned about. If we do not make use of those blessings in this dunya, we are going to lose them. And the Holy Prophet has reminded over and over his companions of the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran reminds us of the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? What is the secret behind reminding these blessings? I made a reference to it yesterday. What is the purpose behind reminding or remembering the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why did the Holy Prophet, when he was sitting in the mosque and there were companions who were reciting the Holy Quran, the Prophet interrupted them and asked them a series of questions? One that we did yesterday. Let's quickly review it. He interrupted them and he asked, what is the first blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you have been commanded to remember? What was the answer?
Existence.
Existence. Wujud. I did not exist, Allah gave me existence. The second blessing after existence, He kept me in the animal kingdom. He gave me life. Third, He made me in the image of human, in the best image. Next, He gave me internal and external senses, which is responsible for subsistence of my life, the baqa of my life, my survival depends on these internal and external senses. Next, after intellectual and spiritual faculties, Allah gave me that. Next, guidance to truth. He guided me to truth. Next, after that, the next blessing, I could have a limited life. He gave me eternal life. This is what we are. We have to live forever. And therefore we have to work in a manner where we can enjoy and benefit forever. And as the blessings kept going on and as the Imam alayhi salam kept mentioning the list of the blessings, a point came when Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam said, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. O Prophet of Allah, if I list the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will never be able to count them. I'll never be able to do the ihsa of them. What did the Holy Prophet reply? Anta warisu ilmi. The Holy Prophet is happy with the reply. This whole exercise was done for multiple reasons. One of the reasons was to show to the ummah who they have to refer to, who is qualified to be the divinely appointed Imam after the Holy Prophet. Anta warisu ilmi. You are the inheritor of my knowledge. Wal mubayyinu li ummati. And you are going to disclose for the ummah after me, fi makhtalafat fihi min ba'di, in all the matters, in those matters in which they will dispute among themselves. The Holy Prophet is announcing, is showing. The Holy Prophet had trained Imam Ali alayhi salam to become the Imam of the Ummah, and he had trained his companions to become the followers of Imam Ali. That is one objective, one wisdom behind all this incident. There's another wisdom. When Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, it was revealed to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him, Habibni ila khalqi. Habibni ila khalqi. Make me dear to my creation. Make my creation love me. Habibni ila khalqi. Wa habib khalqi ilayya. And make me love my creation. This is what we all want with our children, right? Don't we want our children to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The answer is right there in this tradition. Habibni ila khalqi, make me dear, make me lovable for my creation. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam responded, Kayfa afalu dhalik? How can I do that? I don't have control over their hearts. Remember day when we mentioned
You cannot make people love or hate others. How can I do that? I don't have control over. That's what he's saying. How can he, the statement says, how should I do that? Brackets, I don't have control over their hearts. The reply came, Zakirhum alai wa ni'mai. Remind them of my blessings. They will love me. Remind them of my blessings. They will begin to love me. So if we want to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we want our children to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they should realize, they should understand that all the blessings that we have are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once they know the source of the blessing, they would want to thank the blesser. They want to submit, they want to listen, they want to be obedient because they know that the blessings are coming from that source. But if the child, or if we do not, if we fail to recognize the source of the blessing, that is why you see in most of the sermons given by the imams, it starts with hamd, alhamdulillah alladhi. All praise to Allah who did this, who did this, who did this. Reminding ourselves and in the audience of the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with. Just through this, that the love towards the Creator will be cultivated in the hearts of the believers. So we need to do that through different techniques and through different ways. I leave that to all of you, everybody, with your children and the kind of relationship you have with your families and with your children. You'll be using a different technique. When the Holy Prophet said, "Anta warisu ilmi wal mubayyinu ya ummati," announcing the ilmi superiority of Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam over others. And the other traditions where he said, "Ana madinatul ilm wa aliyun babuha wa ana darul hikmah wa aliyun miftahuha." I am the house of wisdom. Wa aliyun miftahuha, and Ali is the key. And when these traditions were mentioned, some of the companions got together and they had a meeting and they said, well, is it really the case that he is the door to the house of knowledge? Or is it because the Holy Prophet has mentioned it just because he's his cousin? They were in a state of doubt. They are companions, but yet they had this doubt among themselves. And then they decided to test this prophetic tradition. So they gathered and they came up with this plan. They said, we will, one after the other, go to Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam and ask him the same question. The same question, one after the other. And what is the question? We are going to ask him, what is better, knowledge or wealth? And if he responds to all of us with the same answer, then his knowledge is limited. And if he responds with different reasons why knowledge is better than wealth or wealth is better than knowledge, then the Holy Prophet was right in what he mentioned. So this is the plan that they came up with. Before the Imam ﷺ was in the mosque, surrounded by his companions, a person comes in and he says, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I have a question. Imam allowed him to ask his question. He said, what is better, knowledge or wealth? And why? Imam replied, knowledge is better than wealth because knowledge guards you and you have to guard your wealth. Knowledge guards you. You have to protect your wealth, your knowledge protects you. He got this reply, he sat down. A few moments later, another person came. Ya Amirul Mu'mineen, I have a question. He said, what is the question? What is better, knowledge or wealth, and why? He said, knowledge is better because knowledge is what the prophets of Allah leave behind. Knowledge is what the prophets of Allah leave behind, and wealth is what Harun and Qarun and Haman, they leave behind. Got this answer, he sat down. A few moments later, another person came. Oh, Ya Amirul Mu'mineen, what is better, knowledge or wealth? He said, knowledge is better because the more you spend, it grows. But with wealth, the more you spend, it diminishes. That is why knowledge is better. He also sat down. A few moments later, another person came. Ya Amirul Mu'mineen, what is better, knowledge or wealth? He said, knowledge is better. Why? Because knowledge brightens your heart. Knowledge brings nur in your heart, whereas wealth stiffens your heart. It turns your heart into stone. He sat down. A few moments later, another person came. Ya Amirul Mu'mineen, is knowledge better or wealth? And why? He said, knowledge is better because those who have knowledge have more friends, and those who have wealth have more enemies. Have more enemies. He sat down. Another person came. Ya Amirul Mu'mineen, is knowledge better or wealth? And why? He said, knowledge is better because those who have knowledge are respected in society, and those who have wealth, they are labeled with titles such as miser and bakhil. Another person came. Ya Amirul Mu'mineen, is knowledge better or wealth? He said, knowledge is better because knowledge never gets old, but wealth gets old. In those days you had gold and silver coins, and in that context, if you see, with time knowledge never gets old, it stays, whereas wealth becomes old, it grows old with time. One after the other, they came, and the Imam continued replying. A moment came and the Imam responded back saying, if all the people on the face of earth come one after the other with the same question, I will respond with a different answer to each one of them. All the people in the face of earth, one after the other, they come with this very same question. I will respond each of them with a different reply. Then they realize that no, the Holy Prophet has not just said because he was his cousin, but because that was the reality. So let us ask Amirul Mu'mineen, what is knowledge that is better than wealth? What is meant by knowledge? When we say knowledge is better than wealth, what is this knowledge? What is ilm? Because the superiority of knowledge over wealth has been established. So what is knowledge? Let us ask the door to the city of knowledge himself. What is knowledge? When Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam was asked su'ila anil ilm, about ilm, he said, al-ilmu arba'u kalimat. Knowledge can be summarized in 4 phrases. Knowledge is 4 phrases. Number 1, an ta'budallah biqadri hajatik ilayh. You worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the extent that you need Him.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
जितनी खुदा की ज़रूरत है उतनी उसकी इबादत करो. How much do we need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is there a moment in our life where we can feel that we don't need Him? He says, that is the first pillar of knowledge. He did not say, look at their degrees, look at which university they went to, look at which job they are working on. No, none of this. And ta'bud Allah biqadri hajatik ilay. You worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the extent that you need Him. Number 2, an ta'siyahu biqadri sabrika ala an-nar. You sin, you disobey Him to the extent you can withstand the hellfire. कितनी आग बर्दाश्त कर सकते हैं? How much fire can we tolerate of this dunya? In one of the traditions, the fire of this dunya is taken from the fire of hell. The fire of hell was extinguished 70 times and then it again sparked. This is the nature of the fire of this dunya. Imagine the fire of that dunya, of the hellfire. The fire of this dunya burns our body. The fire of that dunya burns our souls. That is the nature of the hellfire. That's why the Holy Quran says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum. For people who are believers, protect yourselves and your families, an-nara, for the fire, وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ, whose fuel are people and stone. Surah Tahrim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned us to protect ourselves. First your own selves and then your families. So number one, ilm is 4 parts, 4 pillars, 4 components. And تَعْبُدَ اللَّهِ بِقَدْرِ حَاجَتِكْ إِلَيْهِ. You worship Allah to the extent you need Him. And تَعْصِيَهُ بِقَدْرِ صَبْرِكَ عَلَى النَّارِ. You disobey Him to the extent you can bear the hellfire. Number 3, أن تعمل لدنياك بقدر عمرك فيها. You work for this dunya based on how much you have to live here. وأن تعمل لآخرتك بقدر بقائك فيها. And you work for the hereafter based on the amount of time you have to live there. How much do we have to live there? Infinite, eternal life. So that life is more important than this life. Islam does not say that don't work for this life. I mentioned this on day 1 or day 2 when the Holy Prophet came to his nation. How did he invite them? He said, جِئْتُكُمْ بِخَيْرِ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. I have come to you with the best of this dunya and akhirah. He did not say, I've come here to make your akhirat only. No, he said, I've come to you with the best of this dunya and akhirah. I'm to optimize your dunya and your akhirah both. But yes, obviously, when there is a challenge and when there is a choice to make, if you have to choose between this dunya and the akhirah, then obviously the choice is clear. Eternal life will be chosen over this temporal life. So Amirul Mu'minin Islam mentions these 4 components of ilm. So if you want to test, if you want to check if someone has knowledge or not, you don't have to look at the size of his amama, or the degree that he holds, or the number of years a person has spent studying. No. Look at these 4 things. What is his focus in life? Is it this dunya? Is it the hereafter? Does he fear God? Or does he fear other than God? This is the criteria for seeing who has. Hey, let me ask another question. So a person who is, and this goes back to the purpose of our creation, which is ibadat. A person who is, let me hold this question for later. The purpose of our creation is, what is the purpose of our creation? Ibadat. What is the prerequisite to ibadat? Ma'rifah. If you do not have ma'rifah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you cannot get to ibadat, you cannot worship Him. And with little ma'rifah, the reward is also going to be little. And one of the ways of increasing the ma'rifah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yesterday we learned, is remembering the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thinking about the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That will increase our ma'rifah, and once that happens, the reward is going to increase. Now the purpose of creation is ibadat. What is ibadat? What is ibadat? Salat? Hajj? Yes or no? These are ibadat, right? Yes. What else? Saum, fasting, Hajj. He says whole life can be ibadat. Walking is walking ibadat? Yes or no? Walking is ibadat. Swimming can be ibadat?
Yes, it can be. Yes.
It can be. It might not be.
It might not be.
So what is that distinguishing feature? What is that factor that is going to make an act, that is going to turn an act into ibadah? That's very important then.
For the sake of Allah. Yes.
What is that feature, what is that thing which if present will make the act, will turn the act into ibadah, then if it is absent, so that is the purpose of our creation, worship. So we need to know how to worship. We need to know what makes an act into worship, what turns an act into an act of worship. What is that? Khushnudi of God. Okay, one answer is it taqarrub ila Allah. So what is that called? Niyat. If you go and swim in the swimming pool for 2 hours, would that count as ghusl or Jummah, for example?
No.
Why not?
Intention is not intention.
When will it count as ghusl?
Follow the rules.
If you have that. So even if I follow the rules but without any intention, will it count?
No.
If I stand and go to ruku and go to sajda without the intention, will it count?
No.
No. So the act that counts, that makes an act into ibadat is intention. So what is meant by intention? So intention is of prime importance now. Innamal a'mal bin niyat. All of our actions are based on niyat. So what is intention? How are you going to acquire that niyah? So if I just say if I repeat these words on my tongue, I'm doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahu Akbar. That's what. How do you do niyah for wuzu? Or for prayers? Coming to majlis is ibadat, right? Did you do the niyah for it?
Yes. Intention.
Yes or no?
We are coming here and we don't have to.
Okay, so niyah. So what is niyah then? You need to understand this. It's very important, niyah, because our whole purpose of life depends on niyah now. Qurbatan ilallah. What? So do I have to say qurbatan ilallah?
You need mindfulness. You need to know what you're doing.
You need to know what you're doing.
The force that drives
Why you
you.
do something.
Why you're in a marifah?
It depends on your marifah, right? That is true. It depends on your marifah. So
Submission to words.
submission. So when we were kids, and in Sunday schools, that is how people are taught. For example, and probably here as well. So when you teach your kids how to do wuzu, you say before wuzu, you have to say this phrase. You have to do your niyyah, and the niyyah is I do wuzu qurbatan ilallah. If you have to pray fajr, you will say I'm praying fajr, 2 rakat fajr, qurbatan ilallah. Then you say Allahu Akbar. That is your niyyah, right? That is, and some people say that you don't even have to say it with your tongue. If that is in your mind, that suffices. That is enough. This is only one component of niyyah. This is not your true niyyah. And the second part is very little talked of. And yet the second part is most important. If you were not here to attend majlis, you wouldn't be here. जो भी यहाँ पर आया वो मजलिस के लिए आया ना. If anybody is standing on this mat praying, or if you're doing wuzu, why are you doing wuzu? You are there to do a certain act. That is why you're there. अगर वो भी ना होता तो you wouldn't be there. Let me give you a simple example. If I make an announcement today that whoever, tomorrow is a day off, whoever stays till Fajr time to pray Salatul Jama'ah of Fajr, he's going to get $100. So how many people will be here? A couple. $500. $500, does that attract you? Right? So there will be people here, right? When they will be praying, when they will be doing their Fajr prayers, what will they be saying? 2 rakat namaz, qurbatan ilallah, to getting close to Allah, or close to $500? what was the motivation behind praying Fajr?
Ajr.
For the money.
Was it money or was it Allah?
Money.
Ajr min Allah.
So it depends. Those who are here for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be those who do not care for the money. But those who stayed for the $500, it does not matter what they now say with their tongues. It does not matter what they have in their minds. If you ask them, what are you doing? If you interview them at that point, what are you doing? They'll say, we're doing Salatul Fajr. If you ask them, why are you doing it? What is driving you? What motivated you? That is the true niyyah.
Subhanallah, subhanallah.
That is the true niyyah. What motivated you? Are you doing it because of $500? Are you doing it because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That is the true niyyah that we often don't pay attention to. What is, because all of you who are here to attend majlis. But why are you here in this center and not in any other center? Is it because the inviter called you? And if you don't show up, he's going to get upset? If that is the reason, then it's not qurbatan ila Allah. Then it's in order to please that person. Right? Then that would be the reason. When I choose a topic for my speech, when I choose a community to visit, why did I choose community A over community B? That would define my niyyah. If I choose one community because I think that's a large community and I will become famous if I visit this community, then it does not matter what I say right now. I'm saying it for the sake of Allah. I want to become closer to Allah. My niyyat was established months ago when I accepted the invitation. The niyyat gets established way before you do the actual act. When you invite a speaker, why do you invite one speaker over the other? Why do you choose one speaker over the other? If you choose because that speaker is very eloquent and he will gather a lot of people, and you're not concerned about his knowledge, about the message he delivers, then that is your niyyah. Then the niyyah is not to please Allah, it's to gather people. So this niyyah works in strange ways. Sometimes we start a good deed with sincerity of intention. Our parents might have started a majlis out of sincerity of intention. But then over a period of time, that sincerity of intention is lost. Without even knowing. A lot of people, you find they do majlis every year, and they're doing it because we have been doing it for 40 years now. That is the only motivation behind that act. And if that is the only motivation, then the niyyat has changed without us even noticing. There was this person who used to pray prayers, the Salatul Jamaat, in the first row. For 40 years, he was always present in the first row. One day he got late and he rushed to the Jamaat and he got a seat in the spot in the third row. And when he said Allahu Akbar, he just said to himself, today people will say that he broke his record is broken. The moment he realized that what he said to himself, he evaluated, was I praying to set up a record? Was that my intention? So we sometimes don't even know how our intentions are corrupted, and shaitan does that. Shaitan does that. We keep on doing things not knowing why we are doing it, or not realizing why we are doing it, and that changes a lot. And a person who is spending to get famous, who is building a mosque to become famous, will not build the mosque where it is needed. He will build it where it will be shown, where people can see it. He will not use the best material in the foundations, because that will not be shown. Because why? Because he is doing it to show off. We all need to evaluate our intentions for each and every act, because that is what turns an act into an act of worship.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. Wow.
Very important. It's not what we say with our tongues. Your intention for holding this majlis was established when you decided to invite a speaker. Way before. Your intention of coming to this center was established when you actually took off from your homes. There was a reason for coming to this center or the other center. That is your niyyah. Was it because you will get more entertainment in one center, or is it because you'll get more knowledge in one center? That will define one's niyyat over the other. And it's just important to realize that niyyat can change over time. There's a story in our books where a person, a worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he learns that in the neighboring village, people have started worshipping a tree. He got upset. People start worshipping a tree, I'm going to cut down that tree. So he picks up his axe and he starts moving in that direction. Whenever now you decide to do a good act, what happens? Shaitan. Right? Going to the hawza to study is also a good act. When kids decide that, suddenly they're surrounded by a few elders trying to talk them out of it. Yes, it is important to visit the house at the right time. That is important. Anyway, so as he started to walk towards the house, towards the other village, he was stopped by Shaitan. Shaitan, dressed as an old man, he came in. He tried to stop him, tried to talk him out of it. Why are you going? If that task was so important, why didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send a prophet to do that? Why you? Why did you leave your ibadat? You were worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your home. Why did you leave your ibadat? But he did not listen. He said, no, I have to cut down that tree. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deserves to be worshipped. When Shaitan saw that he can't stop him, he became aggressive. He said, well, if you want to go, then you have to fight me. The fight took place, and in 2 minutes, this person slammed Shaitan, sat on top of it, was about to punch him, and Shaitan gives up. He said, well, you win. You win. You can do whatever you want, but I have a piece of advice for you. What's that advice? He said, well, if you want to cut it, don't cut it today. Cut it after a week. And for every day, I'm going to give you a gold coin. Every day I'm going to give you a gold coin, and after a week you can go and cut down the tree. Imagine what you can do with that gold coins. Right now you are worshipping, other people look after you. If you have this gold coin, you can look after orphans, you can help the poor, you can help the widow. You do your ibadah, then after a week you go and cut down the tree. That's a win-win situation for you. He thinks about it, he accepts the deal. So he goes back. The first day he wakes up, he finds a gold coin. Under his mat, he's excited. Second day, he finds another gold coin. He's excited. The third day, there is no gold coin. He's upset. He picks his axe. I'm going to cut down that tree. He again goes to cut down again stopped by Shaitan. Again there's a fight. This time, Shaitan slams him down. He's upset. What happened? 2 days ago, I was able to overcome this person. Today, he has overpowered me. He said, wait a minute, what happened? He said, that day, Shaitan tells him, he said, that day, you had taken this journey fi sabilillah. Today, you have embarked on this journey because you did not get your gold coin. Because you did not get your gold coin, that is why I have been able to overcome you. Because this action now is for a gold coin. Because you did not get your gold coin, that is why you're going to cut down that tree. You're going to, in other words, you're going to displease me. You're not going to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that it happens with us. We all need to be careful. And it is our intention that defines our actions. It's the tradition, beautiful tradition, shall we talk about it tomorrow. It says, Niyatul mu'min khayrun min amaleh. The niyat of a mu'min is better than his action. Wa niyatul kafir sharrun min amaleh. And the niyat of a kafir is worse than his action. I'll leave you with this question. Why is it your niyat is better than your action? You make the intention of building a hospital, or building a school, or building a mosque. You haven't built anything yet. And even if you build it, your niyat is better than this action. Why? What is it in this niyyah that makes your niyat better than the action? Inshallah, we'll talk about this in the coming days. It is this niyyah that can make you become partners in deeds of goodness performed by the previous nations. When the Holy Quran talks about people of the Jews of the time of the Holy Prophet, or other nations, who telling them that they had killed prophets. They had not killed prophets. People who are living in today's time, they have not killed prophets, but the Quran says, you have killed prophets. Why? We get the answer to this in the story of Jafary bin Abdullah Ansari. He kind of eloquently brings it up in the incident when he visits Karbala on the day of Arba'in with Atiyah, and he takes his bath, his ritual bath, he does his ghusl in the Nahr al-Furat. He's blind. He walks towards the grave. He asks Atiyah to walk him to the grave, and when he reaches the grave, requests Atiyah to put his hand on the grave of Imam Hussain al-Salam. He's blind. He says, help me put my hand on the grave. And at the moment he puts his hand on the grave of Imam Hussain al-Salam, he faints. He faints. Then when he regains consciousness, he does salam on the Imam. He does not hear a reply. Upset, he says, Habibullah yujibu Habiba. A friend is not going to respond to a friend. Then he answers himself, how can a friend who does not have a head on his body respond? And then in one of the statements there, he says, وَالَّذِي بَعَثَ نَبِيًّا بِالْحَقِّ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has sent the Holy Prophet with the haqq, sharakna, we became partners in what you went through. Turning to Imam Hussain, that we shared in all the tragedies that you went through. Atiyah was standing next to him, his slave. He interrupted, he said, but we did not go with them to Karbala. We did not go with them, we were not slaughtered, our children were not there. We did not go to the bazaar, to the zindan. How can we be sharing all of what they went through? There, Jabir responds. He says, I've heard my friend, the Holy Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, Man ahabba qawman hushira ma'ahum. Whoever loves a nation will be resurrected with that nation. And then he says, Wa man ahabba amala qawmin. Whoever loves the deeds of a nation, ushrika fi amalihim. He's a partner in that amal. And by Allah, we wanted to be with them and do whatever they went through. And therefore, we have participated in the Battle of Karbala, we have participated in their imprisonment, and we have participated in all of the journey. Why? Because our niyyat and our intention was to be with them. That is why on the day of Ashur, one of the phrases that we all say, Ya laytani kuntu ma'akum, fa'afuza fawzan azima. That intention of being with the Ahlul Bayt on the day of judgment will make us be with them. That intention will bring that reward. मैं कहूँगा कि जाबिर बिन अब्दुल अंसारी, आपकी नीयत थी हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम के साथ उनके अमाल में शरीक होना, लेकिन जनाब सानिया ज़हरा का लक़ब है शरीकतुल हुसैन। शरीकतुल हुसैन इस एतबार के साथ कि हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम की तमाम मुसीबतों में शामिल है। जब करबला पहुँचे हैं, बहन साथ है। जब मक्का से निकल रहे हैं इमाम, बहन साथ है। जब कूफा में के करीब पहुँच रहे हैं, बहन साथ है। जब करबला में दाखिल हुए, बहन साथ है। जब अली अकबर का जनाजा आया, या जनाजे पर पहुँचे हैं मेरे मौला इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम, बहन साथ हैं। इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम की हर मुसीबत में सानिया ज़हरा ساتھ ہے. حسین نے اپنے بچوں کی قربانی دی, ثانیہ زہرا نے بھی اپنے بچوں کی قربانی دی. اور کربلا میں 8 ایسے افراد ہیں کہ جن کے 8 ایسے شہید ہیں کہ جن کی مائیں بھی کربلا میں موجود تھیں, اور ان کی ماؤں کے سامنے ان کے بچوں کو ذبح کر دیا گیا. ان 8 میں سے 5 تو بچے ہیں کہ جن کی ماؤں کے سامنے ان کے بچوں کو ذبح کر دیا. سر فہرست اس میں جناب ام رباب کے اصغر کا جنازہ ان کی آنکھوں کے سامنے, جناب قاسم ہے, جناب عبداللہ ابن حسن ہے, اور ان بچوں میں 2 بچے ایسے بھی ہیں جو ثانیہ زہرا سلام اللہ علیہا کے بچے, جناب عون اور جناب محمد عبداللہ ابن جعفر کے فرزند. جب امام سے اجازت مانگنے کے لیے علی اکبر علیہ السلام آئے ہیں تو میرے امام نے روکا نہیں, خوشی سے اجازت دی, جاؤ بیٹا جاؤ بیٹا. بس اتنا کہا, ہاں ماں بہنوں سے بھی رخصت ہو لو, پھوپھی سے بھی رخصت ہو لو, لیکن روکا نہیں. لیکن اہل بیت کے دوسرے افراد جب اجازت مانگنے آتے تھے تو میرے امام ان کو روکا کرتے تھے. جناب قاسم کو فوراً اجازت نہیں ملی. جناب عباس بھی جب اجازت مانگنے آئے ہیں تو میرے مولا نے یہی کہا, میں تمہیں کیسے اجازت دے دوں, تم تو میرے لشکر کے علمدار ہو. روکا, ان کو بھی یہ کہہ کر روکا, تم تو میرے لشکر کے علمدار ہو. مقتل کی کتابوں میں یہ نہیں ملتا کہ اون و محمد جب اجازت لینے آئے ہیں تو کن الفاظ میں اجازت چاہیے اور امام نے کن الفاظ سے انکار کیا, نہیں لکھا. بہن کے بچوں کو دیکھ کر کس طرح سے اجازت دے دے, کس طرح سے امام نے انکار کیا ہوگا اور کس طرح سے اون و محمد نے اصرار کیا ہوگا, مقتل میں نہیں ملتا. بس مقتل میں یہ ملتا ہے کہ ایک مرتبہ یہ دونوں بچے میدان جنگ میں جاتے ہیں, وہاں پر اپنا تعارف کراتے ہیں. ان تنکرونی فانا ابن جعفر, اگر ہمیں نہیں جانتے, اگر مجھے نہیں جانتے تو میں جعفر کا فرزند ہوں. شہید صدق فی الجنان ازہر, وہ سچے شہید کا فرزند جس کا نور جنت میں چمک رہا ہے, جو جنت میں 2 سبز پروں کے ساتھ ملائکہ کے ساتھ پرواز کرتا ہے. اور یہی شرف ہمارے لیے قیامت میں کافی ہے کہ ہم ان کے فرزند ہیں. اپنا تعارف کرایا. لڑتے لڑتے یہ دونوں بچے زین سے زمین پر آتے ہیں, ان کا جنازہ اٹھا کر خیموں میں لایا جاتا ہے. بیویوں نے حلقہ باندھا, پرسہ دے رہی ہیں. صاحب عزا ثانیہ زہرا ہے, کس طرح سے ثانیہ زہرا کو پرسہ دیں گی. دیکھیے جب ان بچوں کی شہادت کی خبر مدینہ پہنچتی ہے تو سب لوگ عبداللہ ابن جعفر کے گھر میں جمع ہونا شروع ہوتے ہیں. جب جمع ہو گئے, ان کا غلام کہنے لگا یہ مصیبت ساری ہمارے اوپر حسین کی وجہ سے آئی. جب عبداللہ بن جعفر نے یہ جملہ سنا, جلال میں آئے, کہا خبردار, کیا کہہ رہا ہے یہ؟ تو اگر میں بھی کربلا میں ہوتا تو اس وقت تک حسین سے جدا نہ ہوتا جب تک کہ اپنی جان کو حسین پر قربان نہ کر دوں. میں تو شکر ہے خدا کا, فرمایا الحمدللہ, شکر ہے خدا کا کہ میری جگہ میرے دونوں بچوں نے اپنی جانوں کو حسین پر نثار کر دیا. پھر ایک جملہ کہا عز علی مسرع حسین, میری حقیقی مصیبت تو حسین کا زین سے زمین پر آ جانا ہے. میرے دونوں بچوں کی شہادت کوئی بڑی مصیبت نہیں, حقیقی مصیبت تو حسین کی شہادت ہے. لیکن ثانیہ زہرا تو عبداللہ سے بھی آگے نکل گئی. جب بیویاں نے بچوں کے جنازے کے گرد حلقہ باندھا, ماتم شروع کیا, آنکھیں ڈھونڈ رہی ہے کہ ثانیہ زہرا کہاں ہے, لیکن ثانیہ زہرا نظر نہیں آ رہی. روایت میں ملتا ہے کہ جب بچوں کے جنازے آئے, ثانیہ زہرا کے خیمے کا پردہ نہ اٹھا, خیمے کے اندر ہی رہی. شاید سجدہ شکر میں ہے کہ پروردگار تیرا شکر ہے, تو نے میرے بچوں کی قربانی کو قبول کیا. خیموں سے باہر نہیں آئی, کہیں حسین کو شرمندگی نہ ہو کہ بہن کے بچے بھائی پر قربان ہو گئے. خیمے سے باہر نہیں نکلی, جب تک زندہ رہی حسین پر روتی رہی. کبھی بھی اپنے بچوں کا ماتم نہیں کیا, اپنے بچوں پر نوحہ نہیں پڑا. جب حسین کا ماتم کرنا ہے تو میرے بچوں کی کیا حیثیت کہ حسین کے ہوتے ہوئے میں اپنے بچوں کا ماتم کروں. جب ماتم کرنے کے لیے حسین کے بچے موجود ہیں تو میں اپنے بچوں کا ماتم کیوں کروں.
لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين مقدم حسين
يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين
يا حسين يا حسين
کربلا والے ہمیں در سے رضا دیتے ہیں کربلا والے ہمیں در سے رضا دیتے ہیں کربلا والے ہمیں در سے رضا دیتے ہیں کربلا کربلا والے ہمیں در سے رضا دیتے ہیں 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 کربلا والے ہمیں در سے رضا دیتے ہیں
دلبر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دلبر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے دلبر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دلبر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دلبر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے یہ وارث جعفر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دلبر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دلبر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے میدان میں بھاری ہے یہ دونوں ہزاروں پر میدان میں بھاری ہے یہ دونوں ہزاروں پر یہ شہر دلاور ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے دل پر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے دل پر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے وارث کوفے کی ٹکرا دیا فوجوں کو وارث کوفے کی ٹکرا دیا فوجوں کو یہ ثانی ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دل پر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دل پر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے دربار میں لوگوں کو یہ شمر بتاتا تھا دربار میں لوگوں کو یہ شمر بتاتا تھا چھوٹے سے جو دوپہر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دل پر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب نے کہا بھیا یہ آپ کا صدقہ ہے زینب نے کہا بھیا یہ آپ کا صدقہ ہے یہ عزم کے بے گھر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دل پر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے حیدر کی شجاعت کے وارث زمانے میں حیدر کی شجاعت کے وارث زمانے میں یہ دونوں برابر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے زینب کے یہ دل پر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے یہ وارث جعفر ہے یہ آنو محمد ہے
یا حسین 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 یا حسین
شاہ شہید کربلا شاہ شہید کربلا لے لو سلام زینب کا
شاہ شہید کربلا شاہ شہید کربلا لے لو سلام زینب کا
آئی جو پھر سن نوا آئی جو پھر سن نوا
لے لو سلام زینب کا شاہ شہید کربلا شاہ شہید
یہ غم زدہ لے لو سلام زینب کا شبیر سے نینوا لے لو سلام زینب کا شاہ شہید کربلا شاہ شہید کربلا ہائے میں بھی یہی زائروں میں رہوں گی میں بھی یہی زائروں میں رہوں گی اور زائروں کی میں خدمت کروں گی اور زائروں کی میں خدمت کروں گی یہ وقت پھر کب آئے گا لے لو سلام زینب کا آئی ہوں پھر سے نینوا لے لو سلام زینب کا شاہ شہید کربلا شاہ شہید کربلا ہائے خوں میں بارا کرتا لے جا رہی ہوں خوں میں بارا کرتا لے جا رہی ہوں لیکن تمہاری قسم کھا رہی ہوں لیکن تمہاری قسم کھا رہی ہوں ماروں گی نہ میں ہو سکا لے لو سلام زینب کا شاہی شبیر سے نینوا لے لو سلام زینب کا شاہ شہید کربلا شاہ شہید کربلا مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین وہ عابد بیمار تھا وہ عابد بیمار تھا وہ عابد بیمار تھا وہ عابد بیمار تھا جلنے سے جو لاچار تھا جلنے سے جو لاچار تھا اور شام کا بازار تھا اور مصطفیٰ کی بیٹیاں مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین وہ اصغر بے شیر تھا وہ اصغر بے شیر تھا اور حرملا کا تیر تھا اور حرملا کا تیر تھا گندا گلا کیوں کچدا لرزی زمین اور آسمان مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین السلام عليك يا رسول الله